Battlefield 2042 had a strong showing at E3 this year, with Call of Duty's plan notably absent. Maybe we'll hear more about Vanguard later this summer. It really looks like Battlefield is winning right now. In this video, we're going to take a look at what's going well for Battlefield 2042 and Call of Duty, and what could spell disaster for either game, like over-monetization and not getting out of that yearly cycle. Battlefield 2042 showed off some pretty amazing stuff at E3, with more to come at EA Play Live July 22nd. It has some of the largest purpose-built maps in Battlefield history, a focus on revamped conquest, 128 players, tons of eco-combat, tornadoes, seasons with all the maps included for all players, bots, near-future gadgets, and a revamped class system. People are super ready for a modern Battlefield title. We haven't had one since the Final Stand DLC in 2014. How crazy is that? There's a huge untapped group of Battlefield fans who loved Modern Warfare, but were turned off by Cold War's more classic arcade feel. They were also alienated by the complete Cold War takeover of Warzone. Basically, all the stars are lining up for an audience that is ready and looking for exactly what 2042 has to offer. But don't count Call of Duty out yet.
Going dog.
From a Battlefield fan's perspective, Modern Warfare 2019 was something special, and if it had continued for another year, could have kept eating Battlefield's lunch with its larger ground war mode and Warzone Rumble 50v50. Even though Cold War took the game in a direction that lost a portion of this milsim-leaning fanbase, it's hard to ignore the fact that Battlefield is still going to have to fill some pretty big expectations set by Modern Warfare in terms of quality, weapon handling, pacing, modes, gun customization, and that amazing moment-to-moment feel that Call of Duty typically brings. Battlefield also seems to be following in the footsteps of Modern Warfare's operators and some of the Battle Royale-inspired modes that Warzone has already tried. The bar has been set pretty high with Vehicle Royale, Kingslayer, Haunting of Verdansk, just so many good ones. Then there's also Plunder, which has always had respawns. Another massive influence Battlefield might be taking from Warzone is how to tell a story without a campaign. It involves seasonal cutscenes, events, and challenges, and Warzone is kind of ahead on that. Keep in mind, Call of Duty has had years of experience with this type of storytelling, having started back with Black Ops 4, which, like 2042, had no campaign, and also had specialists with unique gadgets and abilities. Storytelling in Warzone is not perfect, but it's getting there. Also to consider, Warzone will probably start teasing the rumored Vanguard game in the near future, which is supposed to come out this year. There are some promising but unconfirmed rumors around this game. Cold War's integration into Warzone seemed very reactive and a bit scattered, but Vanguard has a chance to come out of the gate swinging with their Warzone plan. They might even introduce an entirely new map. Finally, Warzone's gun meta is generally in a great place right now. That's no small feat to keep that many weapons balanced in a game. There are tons of viable loadouts, and that can keep things fresh. Oh, and the most important thing, Warzone is free, and it's standalone. Alright, so Battlefield 2042 has some big shoes to fill, and it looks great. But here's where it could stumble. DICE has lost their player base before when audiences felt the game had become too focused on cosmetics and microtransactions, and they really need to go out of their way to win that trust back. So far, the results are mixed. When developers speak about the game, their passion really shines through, and everything feels like it's in good hands of people who are genuinely excited about the Battlefield sandbox and what makes a great Battlefield game. Then you go to the website and think about the business side of things. Some areas of concern are having to pay for a tiered launch. October 22nd for most, but October 15th if you're willing to pay more. Like $99. Yikes. The use of the word premium, which when first out in a presentation made me kind of black out for a minute.
The Battle Pass system has two tiers, the free tier and the premium tier.
But when I came to realize it just meant a tiered Battle Pass system, which is kind of standard these days. Premium, the word, does not have a positive association in the community, and as one of the probably few people who bought Battlefield games on multiple platforms and then was forced to repurchase premium over and over again, I feel kind of punished for my loyalty. So even using the word premium will arouse suspicion, and I recommend they bury it. And speaking of suspicion, the new specialist system can be seen as an exciting take on classes, but also a way to sell more cosmetics in the way that Modern Warfare did. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I personally loved and purchased a few Modern Warfare and Warzone skins, but if people see the specialist as having been added to the game just to get rid of the assault engineer support and recon system for monetary gain, they might not respond well to it. Don't underestimate the kind of negative enthusiasm that gamers can muster for EA published titles and what that did to Battlefield 5 and Star Wars Battlefront 2. I personally don't want that to happen to Battlefield 2042. It's a game that I'm really excited and looking forward to. Just be aware that that distrust exists for some people and you need to steer way clear of it. The other thing is, there's going to be 4 specialists added in the first few seasons, but we're not sure yet if they're going to be in the free and premium tiers of the Battle Pass. Call of Duty locks some of their operators behind a paywall, but unlike Call of Duty, specialists in Battlefield 2042 will come with a unique gadget and ability that could give them an unfair advantage if not properly balanced. We're hoping that, like maps, operators are included with each Battle Pass for the free tiers, and maybe like Call of Duty, paying more just jumps you ahead in the Battle Pass. Speaking of a Battle Pass, can DICE pull off a not Battle Royale game? There were a number of issues with Battlefield 5's Firestorm mode, the top of which was it sat behind a full-price game purchase, which Battlefield 2042 might very well do again. In all fairness, it took Call of Duty 2 tries to get it right, since Black Ops 4's Blackout mode was just an okay-ish attempt at launch. We listed some good modes earlier that Warzone has tried when they strayed away from pure Battle Royale, and DICE is planning to do something similar. Hazard Zone has been described as a squad-based mode that builds tension over time where loadouts matter. Also, the word hazard implies areas of the map being cut off, which sounds very Battle Royale. We're gonna have to see where it goes. There have been good and bad takes on getting away from Battle Royale games. Cold War's Dirty Bomb in particular was memorably bad in my opinion, but again, there's been other great attempts through Warzone. So let's wait and see. Hazard Zone could be awesome, and it's supposed to be playable before launch. Finally, Battlefield really needs to nail the basics. Battlefield's never really felt as clean or sublime as Call of Duty moment to moment. It's always had a larger sandbox at the expense of clunky controls, less fluid movement, issues with hit registration or server lag, and often sported a confusing unlock tree. Like last night I was playing Battlefield 4 and opened up a gold battle pack and got an epic goat emblem shape? What? We can't wait to get our hands on alphas and betas for Battlefield 2042 to see how this all has developed. The gameplay we did see in trailers looked very crisp, and now there's a whole sub-engine in Frostbite for vehicle physics, so I'm personally hopeful DICE will get the basics down this time, and the game will feel good. We can already see some improvements from over the years, like diversified hit markers. And in the long run, as a Battlefield fan, I do prefer the freedom of a sandbox to more polished experiences if I had to pick one or the other. Okay, so those are the pitfalls that Battlefield has to not fall into this year. What are the things that could knock out Call of Duty as well? After such an amazing year of Modern Warfare 2019, a lot of goodwill was lost by the rollout of Cold War and the takeover of Warzone. Call of Duty's yearly cycle ground on, even though there was a huge appetite for Modern Warfare to keep going. Cold War feels far less popular, and if you go to the comments around Vanguard rumors, a lot of people are saying they don't want a World War II game, if that's what Vanguard winds up being. Even worse, once a new Call of Duty game is released, with Warzone, there's just no going back. Warzone has continued to give the perception that it's erasing Modern Warfare's gritty take and has gone in a very silly arcade direction. There's been a nail gun dominating the meta lately. We've gone COD mobile levels of silly pretty fast, and that does have its own large audience. It's just not the same audience that came from Modern Warfare and potentially for Battlefield. It feels like Warzone made a huge blunder by adding in all the Cold War weapons and setting up this expectation of each new Call of Duty game doing the same. That's gotta be a nightmare for balance, and that means the guns on the ground don't match the Call of Duty game that you love, so much as whatever Call of Duty game Activision's trying to push you to buy at that time. In stark contrast, think of how other top Battle Royale games have handled weapons. Fortnite vaults and unvaults them to keep the list manageable, and so does Apex. Weapons are rolled out seasonally or on occasion for each game, but generally players know the meta and what to expect when they play, as opposed to what happens each time a new Call of Duty title takes over Warzone and then screams to fans of the previous game, this isn't your Warzone anymore. Tying Warzone to games too closely means that if people don't like that game at that time, they like Warzone a lot less. For example, as a huge Modern Warfare fan, I look at the operators and weapons on the ground right now in Warzone, and there's just no connection to it. And I further don't have an investment because I don't want to go grind guns in Cold War. Even now, if you buy Modern Warfare, you get pushed to buy a battle pass that has nothing to do with Modern Warfare. They really need these battle passes to give rewards across all of the Call of Duty games integrated into Warzone. So we're just gonna have to see if Vanguard has something special to offer, specifically if the rumor's true that it's going to add a new larger Warzone map. And we're also gonna have to see what kind of cool in-game events might be leading up to it. But they've kind of worn out the nuke story at this stage, so it needs to be something different. And that's about where we're at right now. A potentially great Battlefield on the horizon, a disillusioned Modern Warfare audience who are ready to play, and 2 large developers duking it out. DICE, who needs to stick the landing and avoid appearing to cater to cosmetics and microtransactions too much, and Sledgehammer stuck in Activision's yearly cycle, barreling forward and needing to convince shooter fans that they want World War II in their lives again. To be fair again, this game setting is not confirmed yet. Regardless, it's a pretty exciting time to be a gamer. We're expecting to learn a lot more about Battlefield 2042 on July 22nd, followed by alphas and betas, and hopefully more announcements about Vanguard later this summer.